Welcome back to the channel. Dr. Dustin, board certified dermatologist, and today we're looking at another crop of great extractions, pimple pops, cyst pops, ingrown hairs, some of the best things posted on TikTok in the last week, and I'm going to give you my commentary and hopefully teach you a little bit along the way. Before we go any more, did you guys know I have a podcast called Skinfluence? You can find it on every major podcast player to learn more about your skin. I'll leave a link down in the video description, and let's jump into the first video. A lot of blackheads on this individual, sebaceous filaments, but a lot of blackheads too, and just gentle pressure, using a needle to just wipe them away as they come up above the surface of the skin. You'll also see a lot of dark little hairs coming out of these as well, coming right out with that oil material. This person, I think, is going to be very happy with the result once this is done, just getting all of that texture off of the skin, all of those blackheads from the nose. And the little hairs is wild. We don't see that often. But it's coming. I mean, barely having to use any tools or anything. They probably did some steam on the face or a hot towel, really loosened these up nicely. And now they're coming in and just plucking out every little hair, anything still sticking up above the surface of the skin. I want to zoomed out before and after on this because I think the after is going to be pretty impressive. We'll see if they give that to us. But they're coming right out. Look at all of that stuff. Oh, this might be my favorite one, and we're only one into this. I wish I was doing this on a patient. Like that many and all those little hairs. Looks like they're collecting hairs for a hair transplant. That's what it looks like when they line it up on the glove. If you guys have ever seen videos of a hair transplant. And no, I don't recommend transplanting nose hairs into your scalp. Wow, crazy. This is a large blackhead behind the ear. They're coming in with a comedone extractor. This is a technique that I love, highly recommend. Looks like they had another spot removed a little higher up, but that popped out nicely, very satisfying. We've got a lot of blackheads in the ear coming in with a comedone extractor and just pushing. I can tell you this is a tender spot with the skin being so thin right on top of the cartilage. It's painful. And I don't know if they've numbed this person at all. But the way they're pushing, I promise that's going to be painful. But they're popping out. Patient should be happy with the results. How many more are in there? That's still a lot of stuff coming out. Kind of surprising. Oh, and there's a lot down in the bottom of the conchal bowl. There's a lot of stuff in there. Gotta wash that area out. Maybe there's some chemical exposure going on, and they're more likely to get acne due to certain types of chemical exposures. Oh, they're like right on the edge of the ear canal. I don't know how the person's putting up with that. Like, I hurt just watching it. Don't go deeper. Don't do it. Back to the conchal bowl there on the bottom. That was a big one that popped out. I did not think we'd be getting this much stuff out of an ear. It didn't look that bad, but there's a ton of stuff coming out. They've got the gloves. They even have the patient in a hairnet, which I think is good. You don't want to shoot any of that stuff up and have it land in the patient's hair. You don't want their hair falling into the field you're working on. Well done. Next up is a patient on the nose. They're using a little lancet to kind of open up those pores and scrape them away with gentle pressure. So we've talked about in some videos, estheticians can't use anything that might pierce the skin. In this area, clearly they can. and it's a helpful little tool just to make sure things come all the way up and out of the skin, and then they can just kind of wipe them away. All those little worms popping out of there. They're not really worms, but they look like it, okay? Yeah, I mean, this is like the best job. Now we're on the lip line. That one's not coming as easy. Got a little bit, but there's more. There we go. Couple more on the lip line. Send them home with a good skincare routine. Let's prevent this from happening again. There's still, it looks like a bigger one on the lip. They just skipped over and went to the chin. Drop a like if you could watch this all day long. If you want a product that will prevent this, the glycolic and salicylic acid peel pads that we carry in my office, very good for this. You can find those on shop.drdustinportela.com. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll have a link in the video description. Still going. We're getting like 2 full minutes right out of this video of just easy pop after easy pop. All right, we've got a magnified lens, lots of whiteheads, and a good comedone extractor. And these are popping right out of there. You can see the slight color change right on the top, how everything coming out of the skin is a little lighter color, and that's because of oxidation. As that oil sits and gets exposed to the air, the top is going to start to get darker. Eventually it'll turn black, and that's where the term blackhead comes from, is the oxidation of the oil when it's exposed to air and it becomes black. And if you look closely, the stuff that comes up underneath is all lighter in color because it hasn't been sitting in the air. If you leave that out on the countertop, it will turn dark over the next few hours. But you should throw it away. Don't hold on to the sebaceous filaments that you're pulling out. The technique here is really good. I like it, and the results are excellent. Coming down the nose with a pore spatula. Vibrates with ultrasonic frequencies to loosen up the top a little bit, and you just see all that gunk coming up. By and large, these are sebaceous filaments. It's normal. You don't have to remove them. If you want to, just know that they're going to fill back up over the next couple of days because that's what your oil glands are supposed to do. They're supposed to be producing oil and keep the skin hydrated and moist, and there's some antimicrobial properties in there to help limit the risk of bacterial infections when you have a healthy little layer of oil on the skin. So we're getting all the sebaceous filaments out of there, just a lot of oil kind of building up on the pore spatula. These are uncomfortable to use. I've had it done on me. Now let's see if they're going to go in and get the pimples that are there, or if they're just going after the sebaceous filaments. Let's go back. Yeah, we're going back. Now we've got a comedone extractor. So they took away all the sebaceous filaments with the pore spatula and then coming after individual pores with a comedone extractor. And these should pop out pretty easy, and they are. I love watching that when there's no breaks in it and you get this just big long string that just stays together nicely. Very fun. They got most all the big ones there. Coming back and knocking out a couple little ones. Good result so far. I like it. But they're just finding every little one now and they're still going. look at that one stay all together. Beautiful. Now we've got more blackheads on the other side of the nose. Oh, and it's staying together too. A little more painful, you can tell. That one's tender. A few more to get, but I think that's all they're going to give us. All right, large. This one's a pretty large pore there. Dilated pore of Weiner, maybe. They're going to loosen it up with the forceps with those little tweezers. And let's see if they can get the whole thing out with one pull. So far, it's looking good. Getting a little fragile there. Yeah, readjust. Oh, we didn't even see the end. I'm sorry. A lot of sebaceous filaments on the nose here. They're plucking them out individually. You do not need to do this. Sebaceous filaments are normal, but I would say that the skin here looks somewhat dry, and that's probably making the sebaceous filaments look more prominent than they otherwise would be if there was good moisturization, gentle cleansing of the skin. By and large, I think things are, this looks like they're doing a good job, but the skin needs a little more care. It just looks dry, it looks angry, there's some background inflammation, and primarily it looks like everything they're plucking out are just sebaceous filaments. I like that they've got the gloves. Some of those are coming out a little easier now, right on the tip of the nose. There we go. I like it. This patient has tons of blackheads. Like a lot. And let's see how many they're going to go get out of here in the 1 minute that we've got. Let's get to work. Come on, we see them. Stop showing us. Just get to work. Here we go. They're using a needle to loosen up the top. Then they're going to squeeze with gentle pressure. How easy is it going to pop out? Very nice. Okay. Now just go to town. Just keep going. Ooh, that was a good one. There's like 4 or 5 that just popped out with that squeeze. You're working kind of slow here. Okay, that was a nice one. I want to see them all. Next up, this is a big open comedone inside the ear. And they're going in with the tweezers to loosen it up and pull it out. Again, tender spot. It's not going to feel good. And let's see how much they can get out. Okay, good start. A lot of it coming out just with that first little sweep. Very good start. Well, they got like the whole thing. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Now they're just double checking. And I think they're going to go back and look for the smaller ones now, but they got the bigger one way easier than I thought it was going to be. They've got their technique down, just a little sweep, loosen it up from the edge, and they pop out nicely. Oh, look how long that one was going down in. I can see another one. Let's go back and get it. Even more out of the same hole. Okay, right in the middle between those two. You got to go back and get that one. And they are. Thank you for that, right? When we watch all of these, what is your favorite area to see extractions done from? Is it the nose, the ears, cheeks, Let me know in the comments. Overall, these are all coming out nice and easy. Very smooth. How much more are they going to get? There's still a fair amount in there. Okay. All right. I think they got it all. Looks like we're up by the ear, and we've got a little ingrown hair, a little abscess. This is probably going to have some purulent material coming out of there, so more pus and less of the thick stuff like a pimple. It's got a little core in there, and now as they squeeze, let's see, is it hard? Yep, it's juicy. This is a little abscess, a little infected hair follicle. Once they drain it, usually you don't have to go on antibiotics unless the culture comes back as resistant staph like a MRSA. Oftentimes draining is enough to get this to completely resolve. Heads up on this one, pore vacuums. Not a big fan personally. If you leave them in one area too long, it can lead to a hickey. It's going to break the capillaries. Some cases, it could lead to new blood vessels forming and permanent discoloration of the skin. So I'm not a big fan of pore vacuums personally, but they are fun to watch. And look at all of that stuff come out. You just can't sit it there and leave it there forever until every single pore comes out. A lot of blackheads, like all in a row here on the cheek. It's like footprints walking across the cheek. We're going to start taking these out. They're starting at the one end and working their way over. A little pluck with the needle and a squeeze. Pops right out. Very nice. Just get it. There we go. There we go. You can see the difference of where it was oxidizing at versus where it was not getting any air. Oh, these are coming out too easy. I love it. Boom. Oh, they just barely lift it and it just goes. So fun. Ooh, even a bonus one there. They didn't even have to open that one. We're getting to the big one. Don't leave us hanging. Get to the big one for sure. That's not the big one. Go for the big one. You got to get there. We're running out of time. Yes. Yes. Whew. We can breathe easier now. You can tell that this is an older individual just with the sun damage, the yellowish discoloration in the skin. They're using a little, probably chemical peel to loosen up the top, and now we're going to go and extract all these. Just, they've been there a long time. They're dark. The skin looks more sebaceous. I can just tell after working on tons of people, this is older skin. And a lot of oil coming out, the sebaceous filaments, but we're not getting the blackheads out quite yet. All those blackheads right in the crease. We're starting to see some movement now. I think you need a comedone extractor to go in and really focus on those. They are stuck in there good. I mean, that big one up there a little higher is coming out, but getting a ton of other oil out on the nose too. Okay, now we're bringing in the comedone extractor. They're showing us the brand name, I guess. I don't know why. But, all right, I've seen what I needed to see. Now, come in. And they're just kind of using the lateral pressure to help open these up. Now they're putting it over the top. I would wipe all that stuff away before I come back in with the comedone extractor so I can really see what I'm dealing with and what else needs to come. Now they're scooping a lot of it up. So pretty good improvement so far. Still a lot to go, obviously. Let's see how much they keep going back for. Bunch of junk. Okay, get those big ones down at the bottom. Oh, come on. You're just getting the sebaceous filaments. We want to see the big blackheads. We want to see the juicy stuff. Okay, now we're going for the blackheads. It's coming a little bit. Get down there and do those other ones in the crease. A lot of decongestion though. I mean, I think the skin's gonna feel a lot better, even just getting all that oil out of there. Clean that person up with some salicylic acid cleanser. They're gonna feel amazing. Right on the tip of the nose, you see the big one? No, they're not gonna give it to us.